Alrighty, everybody. Let's go ahead and get this one started. What is going on, everybody? This is Justin Martinez, aka Jay the Sports Dude, coming to y'all live from my apartment. Hopefully, you all are staying at your homes as well, practicing social distancing and staying safe during this pandemic. And I'm here to provide y'all with a little bit of extra entertainment. That's right, folks. It is time for New Mexico State versus Utah Valley. This is the second matchup, the thriller from last season. It's a part of our over month-long journey to go back and watch as many of these games from New Mexico State's 2019-2020 campaign as possible, with the exception of a couple that had some copyright issues. And we are set here for a very good one. As I'm sure you guys know, this is one of the most exciting, probably the most exciting game from last season, and I'm looking forward to getting into it. But before we do, you guys know the drill by now. I need to pull up the live stream here on my phone right now and change the title, because I believe right now it's going to be saying the game that we watched last night. So let's go ahead and change that. What was the game that we watched last night? Seattle, I believe. The game Trev came back. Let's see. So we're going to change that real quick to Utah Valley. Hopefully everybody's doing well right now, having a great day. Utah Valley game 2. And then we're just going to make sure that I am in frame. Well, looks like I am. Let me look at the camera for a second. Since this is a little bit delayed, I'll be able to check. And then let's go ahead and move this just a smidge. See how that looks. Yeah, I think we are good, folks, to go ahead and get this one started. Aggies, Wolverines at the Pan American Center. New Mexico State looking to remain undefeated in WAC play. I believe advancing to 12-0 is what they're hoping for here. We're on the home stretch of our journey to go back and watch all of these games, guys. Alright, see how long this video is. A little over an hour 30. No problem. Shout out to NM Aggie Athletic Archive, as always, for providing this video for us to watch. So we see Isaiah White, this is their leading scorer, going to work down low. Good defense there by Johnny McCants. Yeah, White had himself a game the last time these two squads faced off. He's now at USC after entering the transfer portal and committing there. Evan with the ball here. Yvonne going to extend his range. Don't see it too often. That one sails left and out. TJ Washington with the basketball now. New Mexico State leading the all-time series 10-3 in Utah Valley. That's what that graphic is saying there. Averett with the ball. Again, I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Averetti. I'm going with Averett. Either way, he kisses it high off the glass and in to give the Wolverines a 2-0 edge. Trevelyan Queen, we saw him return in the last game against Seattle. He's back here, this time in the starting lineup, though, after coming off the bench last time. I believe he had 2 points in about 14.5 minutes last time, just gradually getting back there after he was supposed to be out for 4 to 6 weeks. Only took him 3 to get back, so still not at full strength, but obviously good to get him back on the court. Washington, the kick out to White. Not much of a three-point shooter, but I believe he hit 2 of them in that first meeting, so Aggie's respecting that shot a little bit more this time around. As you can see, they're averaging 14.6 points. Johnny McCants, the footwork down low, led the team in 2-point percentage last season. You can see why right there. So patient with his shot. Good D there by Evan. TJ Washington looking for the foul. He's not going to get it. Aggie's going the other way. Trev with the ball now. He's going to let this one fly, and that one sails out. Still looking for, I believe, his first bucket since he came back, because I want to say his 2 points in that game against Seattle came from the free throw line. If I'm correct, I want to say he was something like 0 for 4, 0 for 2 from the floor. So we got a tie ball game with a little under 3 minutes off the clock. Jabari driving, and he will get fouled. Free throws for the redshirt sophomore, the eventual all-WAC first-team selection, and I believe that one was called on Olojapoki. Something to watch out for sure. Yeah, there's a foul. 15th in the country in block percentage, the entire country, was Emmanuel Olojapoki last season. However, also, he's somebody that got into foul trouble a lot, as you would imagine with someone who is a bit of a block-happy center, very aggressive. And he got into some foul trouble in the first meeting as well. So he's got one early one now. 4-2, New Mexico State with the lead, courtesy of a pair of freebies from Jabari. Brandon Averett going the other way. Yeah, even with the foul trouble, I really like Olojapoki's his game in general. Probably my favorite center outside of New Mexico State players in the WAC to watch. As we see that 3-ball by Kazdan Jardine, no good. However, sticking with his shot. Look at this recovery by Johnny McCansell. Let's take a quick look at this. Check out where Johnny is by the time this ball is kicked out. Look at where he jumps from, and then look at how he's still able to contest this. Ridiculous recovery speed for a big man. Obviously, his momentum carried him the other way, and so that's why he wasn't able to get the board, but that's super impressive. The amount of ground that he's able to cover. And also props to Jardine for sticking with it there. Somebody who you definitely have to respect on that three-point line. Junior forward. And one of the better three-point percentages for big men in the WAC this season. So you see Trev and head coach Chris Jans having a chat. One for two for the junior. And Jabari Rice will inbound here. Utah Valley already bringing some pressure. This is an Aggie squad that had its problems with turnovers last season. They actually ranked 290th in the country according to KenPom in turnover percentage. They averaged 20.6 turnovers per 100 possessions, so Utah Valley trying to take advantage of that early by pressing them. Layup no good by Trev, still searching for his first made field goal. Kick out to White. It looks like the Wolverines are going to slow this one down, set something up. TJ Washington with the ball here at midcourt. Isaiah White driving. That's what he does so well, is he gets to the rim, absorbs contact. He's either going to finish or he's going to get to the line. Although he did hit a couple threes in that game, the first meeting against the Aggies, certainly getting to the rack is his strength. Junior guard, 6'7". Really good prospect. Would have been a big a contender for all WAC first team this upcoming season. However, is transferring to USC. So moving on to SoCal. got that one to go down. And I want to say he's from California, is he? Let me see. Isaiah White, Utah Valley. I want to say that he's from California. Yeah, Rancho Cucamonga, California. I don't know where that's at, but he is from Cali. So we got a short break right here. 5-4 in favor of Utah Valley with 15:45 on the clock. Shout out to everybody for tuning in for this one, whether you guys are watching this live or on playback. I appreciate it. You see the Aggies in the huddle here. Clayton Henry. Somebody is returning, as you can see, standing next to Trevelyan Queen. Mayan Kerr a little bit out of the frame there, but will also be in the mix this upcoming season. Hopefully at the start of the season. He does have a waiver where they're trying to get him immediately eligible, but the expectation is that it'll be at least the start of the spring semester at the latest. So right around the start of conference play is when we will see Mayan Kerr. We're looking forward to that. We did just release our latest edition of Aggie Mailbag, which is here on our YouTube channel, and the written version is on lcsunnews.com. We answered 4 questions, 4 of your guys' questions. Everything from what role I think A.J. Harris would have if he did come back. The JUCO transfer I think will be the most impactful. What else do we have? We had a whole lot of good stuff there, so definitely go and check that out. I think the video is a little over 10 minutes, which is right around the sweet spot we want to get for it. Cameron Montaña says, good evening, Justin. What did I miss? Good evening, Cameron. Hope you're doing well. Nothing much so far. 5-4 lead for Utah Valley. No news that I'm reporting on. Just plug in the Aggie Mailbag episode that just got released today. And that one was a pain to edit. I was up until 8 a.m. this morning. I started editing it at about 2 a.m. just because I was hanging out with some friends and stuff. And yeah, it took like 6 hours, a lot longer than I thought. And the frustrating part is that maybe like 2.5 of those hours is just uploading it on our site and everything. It takes forever. We got Jabari with the slam. So yeah, pretty much finished it at like 8 a.m. Went to sleep until 11. Uploaded it and then just went back to sleep until like maybe 3 o'clock. So my whole day, my sense of time has just been really weird today. But I really like how the video came out. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it if you have seen it. Stephen M, speaking of which, says great mailbag today. Appreciate it. Yeah, I liked how that one came out. So we see Averett hitting the triple. Yeah, we really wanted to get it to that 10-minute range so that way it could be ad friendly. And yeah, we got a lot of great questions for sure. We got Johnny with the good find the will and he finishes. And then tomorrow we got the interview with Sean Buchanan, and that'll be for Wednesday's episode of Stray Shooter. So I'm going to get that done on Friday, and then at some point next week I'll do another interview for the following week's Stray Shooter, which will be released while I'm on vacation. So we're on pace to get that episode done for you guys. I'm not behind on it, so that's good. Aggie Mailbag will start collecting questions this upcoming Monday, and I'm just gonna ask for you guys to send as many questions as you can think of. As we see Evan with the good cut and the finish. Yeah, as many questions you guys can think of, I would appreciate it, because if I can get enough for both that episode and the next week's episode, then I'll just record both videos this upcoming week. So ask away. As we see Isaiah White, he hit 2 of those triples in that last meeting against the Aggies. Not the best 3-point shooter, but he gets that one to go down as well. He just enough to force you to respect him at that perimeter. But obviously driving is his biggest strength. 11-10 right now in favor of the Wolverines with 12:40 left in this first half. Jabari Rice in the mid-range. What do we have called here? It should be showing something. Kant's getting the rest. There's the fast break slam for him. I think we had a photo of that because our photographer Nathan Fish puts a camera right behind the backboard. So we had a really cool photo of that one. I think that was the cover photo, honestly, for this article. Yeah, this definitely is a good one. I probably put this as the second best game that I covered for New Mexico State. To me, the senior night, making history and all that was my favorite, just because of the atmosphere. But obviously, this was the most exciting game that I've covered since I got here. So you see Isaiah White, that's what he does best, driving and thriving. Solid defense there by CJ, not fouling. But the guy's as good as it gets when it comes to finishing down low in the whack. So we see Jabari with the ball here. 5 seconds on the shot clock. CJ extending his range, no good. Going the other way. Stephen M., did you sell any shoes? Not today. No, I haven't sold any today. I've got a couple, we got 3 I think that are coming in on Monday that I'm going to try to sew really quickly because I'm leaving for vacation the following week. As you see, a nice floater from practically the free throw line for Averett. Yeah, so I've got a couple coming in on Monday that I'm trying to get rid of quick. We'll see what happens with that. If not, I might just try to pack them in my bag and sell them later. So we see Jabari with a floater of his own answering back. He says, "I will call your floater." Mid-range pull-up, got it to go. Wolverines off to a solid start so far. I believe that's Overton. Five-point lead as of right now. Sean Williams thought about that one, although he will hold off. Looking forward to talking to Sean, though. Always good talking to him. I need to write the script for that as soon as this live stream is over. You see Sean Williams in the corner, no good. Jabari with the offensive rebound, something he does really well. And the fine to Will. They're going to call a foul beforehand. I believe that's on Aloja again. Yeah. One of the best rim protectors in the country, just percentage-wise, but that foul trouble always been a problem for him. And I believe that's his second already. Yeah, but I'm going to start. I already started collecting questions for Sean. I think I've got 2 out of the 3 that I'm planning on using, just waiting for one more. And then I need to get the plays, the highlights to show him and all that kind of stuff. I haven't done any of that yet. But that normally doesn't take too long, writing the script for Straight Shooter. It's not nearly as bad as the prep work for Aggie Mailbag. So I'd imagine it's maybe going to take me like another 2 hours after the live stream's over. Not the worst. And then as soon as that's over, I'm going to sleep. My whole clock, internal clock, is just all messed up. Once again, shout out to NM Aggie Athletic Archive for providing this video for us. Am I in frame? Am I a little bit? No, I'm okay, I'm in frame. Thought I was like getting cut off here. McNair at the free throw line, the Philadelphia native, the Fresh Prince. Gonna get 2 shots here. First one is up, and it is good. Bottom of the net. Second one on its way. Back iron and out. I believe that was Jardine with the save. Now Averett going the other way. Both teams 3 for 4 from the charity stripe so far. Averett looking for the opening. Last second kick out. And a brick there. They're calling a clean rip. I believe Sean with the rip there. Going to Williams the other way now. Stephen M. asked Sean about his brother Shaq. Yeah, I think that's going to be the plan for the throwback photo. I'll probably take that photo where they had they were in the same region for the NCAA tournament. You know, I think where like they're each just standing and like pointing at the region, the whole bracket is out there. I'm probably going to use that for the throwback. Even though it's not that deep of a throwback, which my last couple ones haven't. I really want to get back to having like stuff that's 10 years old, you know, because Will was just last season, and then Johnny I think was last season as well. But I think it would be a really cool talking point to hear Sean talk about that, so I'm probably going to use that for the throwback image. As we see Jabari knocking it down from the top of the arc. Yeah, shout out to Shaq, man. Doing really good things with the G League squad for the Grizzlies, the Sound, I believe, right? The Memphis Sound. Yeah, he'll get his name called up at some point with the way he's been playing. Pretty confident in that. That'll be pretty cool with his former teammate from Murray State, John Morant, also obviously on the Grizzlies. We saw for a brief second over there Terrell Brown not suited up after having that ankle injury in the last game, I believe in the second half of that last game. So Aggies without him this time around. Jabari Rice in the corner gets it down low to Yvonne. You know he's hitting you with that spin move, but the reverse dunk, a bit of a surprise. He pulled that out of his bag. I want to say Seattle on the road. He had a reverse dunk. That one just as emphatic. 12 points in the paint for New Mexico State as you see a tough layup by TJ Washington. Great stuff there. 3-point lead for the Wolverines. Jabari Rice trying to tie it, and he will do just that. Yes, sir. You just saw him knock it down from pretty much that same spot a couple minutes ago. Giving them deja vu with that one. Tie ball game with 8 minutes left in the first half. Stephen M says, do you know what Aggie players are here in Cruces this summer? I know that Jabari Rice is in Houston right now, but he said that he is planning on spending most of the summer in Cruces. Let's see, who else is still here that I've talked to? Evan, I believe, is still here unless he left as of the past 2 weeks. He should still be here. Wilfred Lacaille should still be here. I think Marcus Watson is still here. Johnny McCants. And I believe, yeah, Clayton Henry's still here also. And I think Terrell is too. Yeah, Terrell should still be here. Those are just the ones coming off the top of my head, but yeah, a good amount of them staying. Just because a lot of them live so far across the country and they just don't want to get on any flights. Like I know AJ got on the flight to go out to Ohio, and then Will had to do the same to get out to Philly. For the most part, these guys just don't want to fly right now. I don't know if they're planning on staying all summer. Like if maybe things lighten up, which I don't expect them to. Maybe they'll fly out later. But as of right now, those are guys that are still here. And that's just from the last time that I talked to them like individually, so it could have changed. As we see CJ bumping that one back out to Jabari. He'll get rewarded with the shot. Corner pocket rocket. Got it to go. Good hustle there. Always like to see the big man get rewarded there for the hustle. 1 point deficit with 6 minutes left in this first half. Sean with the deflection leads to CJ gathering it. Aggie's going the other way. Williams hanging and finishing. He had, I believe, 11 points in that last game against Seattle. And he gets the bucket there. Started to pick up a little bit of steam towards the end of conference play. Really would have loved to see what he would have done this upcoming season. Although he is still in the transfer portal. He is not committed to anywhere. Yeah, just consistency. Big thing with Sean. I mean, anytime that your game relies on really, like, your offensive game relies on just one aspect, which for the most part he is heavily a three-point shooter, you're going to get some inconsistencies because sometimes the shots just aren't falling, you know? And when that's happening, it's you're going to struggle if you don't have other ways to create for yourself. Unless you're just like a top-tier three-point shooter, you know, but yeah, as you see Johnny with the steal there. Nice find to Yvonne. Pretty much just waiting to see what I believe that's Woodbury is going to do, if he's going to pick Jabari up, sag down to guard Yvonne. Not much one person can do there. Evan, oh, he wanted that dunk. He wanted that dunk. You can see him starting to gather. He's gotten a couple of dunks in the pregame stuff, but either way, that's a good steal and a finish. New Mexico State, just like that, up by 5. I would have loved to have seen Evan get a dunk at some point this year. Sean Buchanan, because you know he can get up there. If AJ comes back, I would love to see him get a poster dunk, not just a regular dunk. Like what we saw. Yeah, you saw right there. When they start to like shuffle their feet, you know they're trying to get like the timing right to lift off perfectly for a dunk. Still, that's a good play. And they're saying that's going the other way. Five-point lead for New Mexico State. Okay, that was Jardine with the defense there down low, not Woodbury. Avery with the ball now for the Wolverines. Great pass. Is that Jardine? No. No, it's not Jardine. My bad, guys. I don't know all the guys from Utah Valley. I mainly know like the top 5 players, 5 or 6 from what I remember. Sean Buchanan going to work down low, kicking it out to Johnny. You know he's confident pulling it. Yes, sir. Hits you with the Carmelo there. Really confident on that perimeter this season, especially on the wing. So that was one of his hot spots. Aggies 4 for 12 from behind the arc, 2 for 6 for Utah Valley. Stephen M., any news on getting a dog? No news right now. Yeah, no news as of right now, just because I'm going to be going on vacation for a little while. And I'm just going to wait until I get back to maybe start looking at like animal shelters and stuff like that. I think I want to adopt. But yeah, hopefully soon. I'm still going to be working from home. I just talked to my regional editor who's stationed in Corpus in Texas, and they're saying there's still no real timeline as to when we'll get back to working in the offices. So as long as I'm home, that will be a good time to get a dog, especially like a puppy or something like that. So we'll see. So we got to look at Terrell there. Looks like he's walking pretty well. But I mean, at this point, even though they are going for an undefeated record, as you see, I believe that was with Sean and G there. Yeah, even though the Aggies are going for that undefeated record in WAC play, they pretty much had things locked up. If not, they did have things locked up for that first seed in the conference at this point. So you might as well play it safe. Just have him rested for the WAC tournament. Don't want to risk anything. So that's why you're seeing him there. Getting the night off. Able to kick out to Washington. Right back. Going to work on Evan. A little short. Vaughn backing him down. If he's not getting a double team, he's going for that every time. There's no one in the WAC that Yvonne won't take a one-on-one with. Because he's so used to getting that double coverage. If it's only one guy on him, and he feels like he can score on anybody, so you know he's taking that. And he does there. Isaiah White extending his range again. Pretty much the same spot he hit that first one from. Been really impressed with his range in these two games against the Aggies. Just impressed with him as a player. Just a really great finisher. And like I said, just does enough to make you respect that three-point shot. Sean Buchanan trying to blow by him. That layup is no good though, but the Aggies get another chance. Yvonne down low. And now we're seeing that double, so he will kick it out to the open man. That's the right call. And Evan cashes in. Just great decision making by Yvonne. Yes, sir. I believe that was a little no-look pass, too. (38-30) right now in favor of New Mexico State with 1:54 left in this first half. Let me pull up this box score, so once we get into halftime, we will look up the stats from the first 20 minutes. And then we will get into the second half, which is where things really heat up, as you guys know. Let's see. Cool, got that pulled up. Appreciate everybody for tuning in, whether you guys are watching this live or on playback. It means a lot. If you guys are enjoying this, please leave a like, subscribe, turn on post notification bells, all that good stuff. As we are here on the home stretch, folks. Just a couple games left after this. I believe, 4 games left after this? Or 5? Yeah, I've really enjoyed doing these live streams. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more games. No, 4. 4 more games left after this. So this is to improve to 12-0 then. One more free throw for Averett here. This one is up, and it rattles in. Another really solid player for Utah Valley. Doesn't get a whole lot of recognition, just in terms of the grand scheme of the whole of the WAC. Evan with the ball here. Aggie's rolling with that smaller backcourt and wing spot right now with Trev on the bench. It looks like we got, let's see, yeah, we got Sean Buchanan at the small forward spot. As he's guarding the big man there. Wide open shot for Isaiah White. Really doesn't get off the ground much for his shot. That's a good hustle to save that though. Bounce it off the bar. I'm just now really looking at his jumper. Can't really see it there. That's a good hustle. All the way on the other, on the right wing, and it works his way all the way there. So Utah Valley with the ball now. Tried to get that backdoor cut to White there, but good job by Johnny to cut that off. TJ Washington now with the ball. Tray ball no good, and Johnny with the rebound. Sean Buchanan going the other way for the Aggies. Ooh. Nice little start and stop. A very similar play to what we saw for those who watched Stray Shooter. Very similar. Where Johnny's able to get this guy off of his feet. Because with the way he shoots that three ball, you got to go up there and respect it. And this is something that Johnny says he took from Anthony Davis. Where you get that full head of steam, you look like you're pulling up and drive on him. Just really good patience for Johnny, as I've said, really throughout all these live streams. Rarely do you see him not get the best look. And that's why he led the team in both 2-point percentage and 3-point percentage. Yvonne down low. No double team coming. He's taking it. You know he's taking it. Goes off the glass in that one. The bank is open for the Spaniard. Ten seconds left now. TJ Washington looks like he's trying to get this last shot off with the shot clock off, and there it is. A good find down low. Makes it a 40-34 game. That's Kazan Jardine with the finish. Let me see. I'll answer your question right now, Steven, after we get this first half box score. Let me get this out the way real quick. Isaiah White leading Utah Valley with 10 points and 2 rebounds. And then you look at, let's see, is this TJ Washington? Just 2 points, but 6 assists already. Good stuff from him. And 9 points for Brandon Averett to go along with 3 fouls. So a little bit of foul trouble for him. 5 turnovers for Utah Valley. They're shooting 12 for 25 from the floor. That's 48%. 3 for 10 from deep, that's 30%, and then 7 for 8 from the charity stripe, 87.5%. I look at New Mexico State. It is Jabari Rice, 12 points, 6 rebounds already, going for a double-double on 4 for 6 shooting, and then 7 points for Evan Gilliard with 1 rebound on 3 for 4 shooting. Also, Ivan Audiko-Echea with 8 points and 2 boards on 4 for 7 shooting. 4 turnovers for New Mexico State, so not too bad. Not too shabby. They are 16 for 29 from the floor. That's 55.2%. 5 for 13 from deep, 38.5%. And then just 3 for 4 from the charity stripe, 75%. So not a whole lot of looks there. But they do have this lead. Let's go ahead and get started with this second half now. Stephen M says, who do you think is the best dunker on next year's team? That's a good one. So my instinct is to go with Johnny, just because of the height and the vertical. Oh, let's hear Jan real quick. I apologize having to keep delaying this, Steven.
Ivan's playing, his best basketball. Certainly offensively, his work is being rewarded. He's worked tirelessly on his game, and his touch has gotten better. He doesn't shoot the 3 a ton, but he does it enough where people have to at least think about guarding him out there, and that's opened some things up for him and others. But they were just feeding him the ball. We weren't necessarily running stuff for him, We had that stretch there in the second half for about 8-10 minutes where I think he touched the ball, almost every time down the floor, and he was either scoring or dishing out for someone else. And I'm happy for him. He's in his senior year. He's going down the stretch, and certainly back in Kansas City, he played his junior college ball in Iowa, and I think there was a few folks there to watch him. So it was a great night for him.
There it is. I believe that's a question I asked him. Normally, if you see Jans looking off to that side for the media room, that's where I always stand. I think I asked him that one, I remember. But, yeah, best dunker on next year's team. I think I'm going with Johnny. Although, of the incoming guys, I think Marcus Watson is a really good one. Crazy vertical. But I'm probably going to put him at second, right behind Johnny. I think Johnny's the guy. And I'm pretty sure that's who Evan picked when I interviewed him for Straight Shooter for who would win a dunk contest with New Mexico State. I'm pretty sure he said Johnny McCants. Yeah, it's a toss-up there. Kalen Williams, also a good one. The incoming JUCO transfer from Western Nebraska, even though he's only, I think, 6'2". 6'2". He's got really good ups. Evan with the basketball here to start off this second half. 6-point contest. Aggies out in front, even though they trailed for the first couple minutes of this of the opening half. About the first 10 minutes, actually. And now they got the lead in Utah Valley, trying to chip away. TJ Washington with the basketball. Kick out there, pump fake. Good D by Trev, sticking with him. Isaiah White, 3-point shot, no good. Johnny McCants is going the other way here. It's to Yvonne down low. He's going to go in his chest there. Good tip in by Jabari, but it doesn't rim in, and that is the first made bucket by Trev, I believe, since he came back. Since I want to say his only points from that last game were off free throws. Good to see Trev getting on the board there. Looks like they're calling a foul. I am waiting on a reply from a high school football coach for a feature I'm working on, so I'm just going to be checking my phone every now and then. I finally got approved for another phone for work, so I'm looking forward to that. Just so that mine isn't flooded with emails and notifications and all this stuff all the time. Because it's buzzing or it's doing something like every 10 seconds. So I'm looking forward to getting that second phone. And I'll be getting another a laptop just for work. So they'd given us one, but it was like an older model. I think it was like an older Dell model or something like that. And the only site or the only application I know how to edit my videos on is on iMovie. So that's why I've been using my personal Mac. As we see a little hot potato between Johnny and Yvonne. Yvonne finishes. Yeah, but it just been slowing down my laptop because I've had all this footage saved on the laptop. I could have gotten like an extra hard drive that could plug in and just have everything saved there, but I hadn't done it yet. So it was slowing down my laptop, and they're finally going to get me another Mac. So I'll be able to use that for all the straight shooter, the live streams, pretty much everything for work. Steven M. Great, a work phone. Yeah, really looking forward to that. And also, I'll be a lot more willing to hand out my phone number and stuff like that. As we see a little Rajon Rondo-esque move there by Washington, but at least a turnover and a slam by Johnny. Yeah, because right now I don't like to hand out my personal number because I've just found that people will call me at all hours of the night. They'll text me on weekends and stuff like that, asking like when's the story coming out, this and that. But I'll probably be handing it out a lot more just for my second phone. So you see Isaiah White knocking down the triple. And then on top of that, just not having my phone cluttered with all those emails. Because I get so many emails a day, you guys wouldn't even believe it. And it's not even sports is what's the annoying part. Like, if it was all sports related stuff, cool. You know, that's my job. I should be staying updated with it. But for some reason, USA Today asked for its workers to all be included in every single email sent out to other co-workers at that paper. So, like, I'm in sports, but if Algernon, our news reporter, gets an email, I'm also going to get that email. So I'm getting, like, it's like over 100, 200 emails a day. Like, no exaggeration. And I get a notification for every single time I get one of those. So it's just a whole lot of stuff that doesn't apply to me. I maybe get like 5, 10 sports emails a day. And if that happens, that's not nearly as much. But yeah, it's a lot of that. It's a lot of Twitter because I have post notifications turned on for every single player on New Mexico State, for everyone on the coaching staff, for any possible prospects, like guys who have been offered scholarships by New Mexico State, just all that stuff. So yeah, that'll be good. I don't know if you guys can hear that on the camera. I think my neighbors are like right outside of their apartment right now. I can hear them like clearly. I don't know if the mic's picking that up. If it is, I apologize. But a 5-point game now for New Mexico State. They got the lead here with 16:45 left in this second half, trying to improve to 12-0 in conference play. Wolverines hoping to change that here. Woodbury with the basketball now gets the switch up on Sean Buchanan. Jabari playing good straight up D, but they are going to call a foul. Yeah, I'm sure you guys can hear that. It's pretty loud now. Oh well. I'm just glad none of that has happened during like a straight shooter interview or something like that, because that'd be really bad. But luckily it's been really quiet every time that I record those. First free throw hangs off the rim and is no good. Hasden Jardine, 7 points, 5 boards, 1 assist. Another just real solid player. Good 3-point shooter. He gets that one to fall. Was that a Simeon jersey? Hold on. I know that's where Evan attended high school. I'm assuming that's his jersey. That's pretty sick to find that jersey. I mean, there are a lot of... It's probably not Evan. There's a lot of greats who came from Simeon. I think, didn't Derrick Rose go to Simeon? Or is it Simeon High School basketball alums? Yeah, Derrick Rose went to Simeon. That's got to be his jersey, right? I doubt. No, D Rose is 25. Huh. Is it Evan's jersey? Can you even find? Yeah, it is. Yeah, he was number 3. That's pretty sick. I don't know how you find that, where you would even purchase that. You see Isaiah White with the slam. High school. Yeah, because when I think Simeon High School, I think Derrick Rose, and I think Ben Wilson, guy who's really good growing up in Chicago. So you see the corner pocket rocket from the Simeon grad, Evan Gilliard knocking that down. 7-point lead for the Aggies. 5:10 left in this contest. White driving. Woodbury with basketball now. Calling a foul on the floor beforehand. And we got some stoppage here. Just under 15 minutes to go. It's pretty much been around a 2 to 3 possession game, one way or the other, all night. And there's a guy that I really am hoping to talk to this upcoming season or this summer. I'd love to talk to Jamario. Yeah, still working on it. I do have his number. The former SID before Charlie Hurley, Vu, who is now at Utah. So he gave me that number because I was actually going to try to talk to Jamario as soon as I got the job here. Because as soon as I got the job here, they were starting the summer league. I think like literally the day I got here was when they started the summer league. And I was trying to talk to him for that because he was on the Bucks summer league. And it fell through. Wasn't able to get it set up. But hopefully at some point during the summer I'll be able to talk to him. But if not, the regular season. So we see Isaiah White with the and one finish. Just a monster. I was saying that my top 3 for isolation scores was in no order was Trevelyan Queen, Milan Aqua, and Terrell Brown in the WAC, but I think right outside of that it's probably gotta be Isaiah White and Ivan Adekoya. That probably would be my top 5. Even though I believe Jabari averaged more than Ivan by about 2 points. But I feel like Jabari didn't get a whole lot of his in isolation. I feel like his came a little bit more within the rhythm of the offense than Ivan's. Ivan was a lot of just feed him down low and let him go to work. So that's why I'd probably give the nod to Ivan over Jabari. Anyways, that is a discussion for another day. Speaking of Jabari, gets Isaiah White up in the air and he will get fouled. Savvy move down low by the redshirt sophomore, and they're going to call that every time. You can't leave your feet. It will make you pay. And we got 2 free throws. Karen Montano, what do you think about the NBA season coming back? I can't wait. I can't wait for it. I think it's going to be really weird with the whole no fans playing in the same gym. I think it's going to be a really weird setup. I think I was hearing they were thinking about putting in some sort of like generated crowd noises as well. Stuff like that. But at the end of the day, man, basketball is my favorite sport. And I'll watch any NBA game. It doesn't matter who the two teams are playing. Like when the season's going on, if I have any free time during the NBA season, as we see Jabari with the mid-range shot, no good. If I have any time during just the NBA season, I'm watching like 3 games at the same time. I've got my laptop where I've got it on split screen, and then I've got my TV. I'll watch basketball every single day, so I can't wait for it. I'm probably rolling with the Lakers still over the Bucks. And we'll see how it plays out. But at the same time, even though I'm excited for it, I don't blame players who don't want to participate. I completely understand, because honestly, if I were a player, I wouldn't participate in it. Like, I'm looking forward to it as a fan, but I'm not mad at them if they don't want to risk it, especially if it's a team that they know they don't have a chance of winning the championship or even making the playoffs. Yeah, it's all good if they want to sit out. As we see Yvonne missing that first one. This is the high school football coach I was waiting to talk to, so give me 1 second, guys. I just need to send out this text. My bad, guys. You see Overton with the layup. Trying to wrap up this feature article I'm doing on Armando Villescas, Las Cruces High School running back. So I'm trying to set up an interview with the coach for tomorrow, so that way I can just get the quotes in. Cool. Alright. Should be the last time I gotta glance down at my phone. 7-point lead right now for New Mexico State. One more free throw on the way for Jabari Rice. He's been feeling it all night. See a look at Trevelin Queen there, getting back into the rhythm of things. I still would love to do like a tattoo tours type of video with some of these players. Even though Trev's now graduated, he would have been a great one. Because he's all tatted up. He's got the full sleeve. He's got, I believe, on the calf and everything. I'm trying to think of guys coming back that have tattoos. They have a good amount. There's not a whole lot. Evan has tattoos, right? I think Evan has tattoos. Yeah, he does. Who else is there that would? Jabari doesn't. I don't know about these incoming guys, who does and who doesn't. I think CJ Roberts does. I don't know. I think that'd make for a cool video, like just in the summer. Once we start running out of people for straight shooter and all that. So we see the charge being called there on TJ Washington. Yeah, but that'd be pretty cool to get there, to get the meaning and everything for a lot of them. I know Terrell Brown got one of Kobe when Kobe passed away. You see Gia there. Shout out to her. Yeah, I know Terrell got one, I believe like on his thigh, that was the, it was kind of like the same font as like an alarm clock, and it was 8 and then the colon 24. But I don't know about the returning guys, who else is really tatted up. Gia Pack there. Lead scorer for New Mexico State, who just graduated. And I believe already signed somewhere, I think. Right? Let me see. Let's check out Gia. The kick out there to Sean Williams. Corner pocket rocket. Got it to go. She might. No, she just signed with an agent. Yeah, she signed with an agent a couple months ago. But I don't believe she's gone anywhere else yet. Nine-point contest right now. Aggie's with the lead. That's a good find by Sean Buchanan. Yes, sir. Spot up shot. Utah Valley with the basketball here. 11 minutes and change. Trying to answer back. TJ Washington. This one bounces a couple times. No good. But the steal. Sloppy. Sloppy by New Mexico State there. And he'll make him pay for it. Still just 7 turnovers. What? Yeah, it's a bit high with 10 minutes or 11 minutes left. Usually the sweet spot is keeping it just under 9 turnovers. Johnny McCancy with the ball at the top of the arc. He's going to go to work. Yes, sir, but it rims out. Decent look at it. Just couldn't get it to fall. Overton now driving. thriving. Tough finish. Five-point ball game. Shout out to everybody tuning in for this one. Oh, deja vu. Not this time, but Jabari Rice with the tip-in. The hustle. The hustle out of the 6'4" guard. Yeah, shout out to everybody who's watching this video, whether you guys are watching this live or on playback. I appreciate it. If you're enjoying it, please leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. TJ Washington, the response. Things heating up here. 4-point ball game with 9:40 left to go. It's been close the whole way through. Not the best entry pass there by CJ. That one gets stolen. Averett going the other way now. Gets into the lane. No. I was going to say. No. I know he just cashed in on a three, but a little early for a heat check shot like that by TJ Washington. You know Jans is talking to Sean about that turnover with Washington stealing it. Evan with the basketball now. A little over 9 minutes. 9 minutes and change. Jabari Rice with the ball here at mid-range. He's going to go to work. And once again, getting his guy off his feet with that pump fake. And just lean into him a little bit. Right there, as soon as you leave your feet, it's wraps. As soon as you leave your feet. It's a very pro-level move there. You've seen that out of guys like Dwayne Wade. Most recently, guys like James Harden who do that really well. Just getting you off your feet and drawing that contact. Five-point lead right now for the Aggies. And this thriller of a basketball game is going to get even more exciting down the stretch. I'm looking forward to the last 2 minutes or so. I was stressing when I was writing this article. I wasn't stressed right now because the Aggies have been leading the whole second half, so I was just under the assumption like, okay, cool, they got this. It's going to be close, but they got this. And in those last 2 minutes, man, I was rewriting everything. It was not fun. So we see Averett finishing down low. Cameron Montaño says, how did you find such good highlights of players for Aggie Mailbag? Appreciate that. So pretty much my process for that is, like, let's say as we see Evan with a 3-ball. Let's say when I was talking about how perimeter-centric New Mexico State was last season, what I do is I think, okay, who are guys that are returning this year for New Mexico State? Because I don't want to show a highlight of like Trevelyan Queen from last year because that, he's not coming back. So what good does that do? So I'm like, okay, who are some guys that are returning from this upcoming season? Evan, Jabari, guys like that. And then I go to that player's individual game-by-game stats, and I'll say, okay, which game did Jabari hit the most threes from? As we see a tough and one. I'm like, okay, which game did Jabari hit the most threes from? He had a couple where he had 4 3-pointers that he made. And I go to those games, and I go to the play-by-play for that entire game, and I pull up the video from Aggie Athletic Archive, and then I just go to every single time Jabari made one of those threes. I pull up that play, and I'm like, okay, is that a good one? Do I use it or not? And so, yeah, it takes a very long time. I usually go through a couple of games of just play-by-play. And that's how eventually I get the clips that I use. For like the one with Grand Canyon and UTRGV, it's pretty much, I wanted it to be them scoring against New Mexico State because then again, it all ties back into New Mexico State. And I do the same process where I'm like, okay, I want something of Alessandro Lever. Let's go back and watch every single play that Alessandro Lever scored on New Mexico State. And I go back and watch all of those. So it's a process. And that's why the editing for that game, or for that Aggie mailbag, always takes so long. It took me like 6 hours to do that. But yeah, I'm always really happy with how it comes out. So we see Emmanuel Lojapoki. Don't see him scoring too often. He gets a nice floater over Will McNair. Yeah, and you think that takes long? When I did that article on the updated roster for New Mexico State this upcoming season, where it's every single player coming back, I pretty much did that for every single player, where it was going back and trying to find like their top 3 or 4 plays, and that article took like a whole week worth of just like each day I tried to have about 3 players that I would go through and watch essentially every time they scored from the past season. So it's a very tedious process, but I think it adds to videos a lot as opposed to me just standing here talking the whole time. I think it really adds to it if you can see it happening, and then definitely just film. Adding that to an article really adds to it as well, so it's worth it. Cameron Montaño says, awesome, no wonder Aggie mailbag is so good. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's something that I had. It's one of the reasons why they gave me the job for here, is because they asked like, what's one thing that you want to really push for when you get the job? And I was saying video content. I think a lot of people are more likely to watch videos than read articles nowadays. And so that's something I wanted to put an emphasis on when I got the job here. So you see Isaiah White with the touch around the rim. Makes it a 4-point game with 6:45 left. And while we're still not making profit off of or making any money off of the YouTube channel right now because we haven't gotten it monetized yet, we are working on getting some local sponsorships for Straight Shooter and then for Straight Shooter during this upcoming season. I don't think I've announced this yet. But we're going to have Straight Shooter on the radio this upcoming season. If I can pull it up so I can find the exact news station. Let me get this right. It's something KLM, I think. Apologies to them if I can't remember it. But yeah, we're going to get it on the radio this upcoming season. That's a little bit of news, I suppose. And then from there, hopefully that'll open up even more sponsorships. We're looking at just getting some local restaurants, stuff like that, to sponsor the videos. Just trying to expand it, man. Trying to get to the point where we can really monetize everything. Yeah, I can't find the news station. I'll find it later. It's going to take me a while to search through emails and stuff. Yep, really looking forward to that. That'll be cool. Meanwhile, we got a 1-point ball game right now with just under 6 minutes left. Aggies with the lead, but it is close. It's kind of going to bother me that I can't find this news station. If we're going to have a partnership with them, I should really know what the name of the station is. But this was actually set up with about 2 episodes left last season, and we were gonna just get it started then, but we decided to hold off because they didn't want to just put out 2 episodes and then we're gone for a couple months, you know. So they're like, oh, we'll just start it back up at the start of next season. So I had forgotten about it, honestly, and then they just reminded me of it. But yeah, that's somewhere here in these emails, and that's why it's hard to find it, because it's like months and months old. But once we get closer to the start of the season, I'll actually announce the partnership and everything like that on YouTube and Twitter and all that good stuff. Yeah, and they'll be paying us like per episode. I think they're going to play it. They're actually going to play it the same time that we release it, because I believe we released Straight Shooter I want to say at like 6 p.m. Um, during the season, and I think they're gonna air it at that time. But then they're also gonna air it in the next couple days leading up to that upcoming game or whatever. So they'll pay us every time for that. Obviously, I won't see a penny of it. It'll go straight to the paper and USA Today and all that. But that's something I've been working really hard on, is trying to get more sponsorships and partnerships and all that. 5:20 left in this contest. Utah Valley trying to get the lead, I believe, for the first time in this second half. Good D there by Trev to break that one up. The fine down low to Yvonne. That double team isn't coming. He's going for it. But that's a good block by Emmanuel Lojapoki. As good as he gets in the conference. The best in the conference in blocking. 3 ball there. Cash money. Is that Jardine? Yes, it is. Yes, indeed. 2-point lead for Utah Valley. And this is where I started to really stress when I was writing these articles. Because now I'm like, oh boy. And it's not that as we see, is that Isaiah White? It's not that I felt like the Aggies were going to lose this game, but it's just because I have to have the article out 5 minutes afterwards, so we can get it in time for print. I'm pretty much writing I'm writing 2 articles. I'm writing one where New Mexico State holds on to its lead, and I'm writing one where New Mexico State blows its lead, and I'm kind of just adding on to each one as the game is going on. So in addition to being on a time crunch, I'm also writing twice as many articles. So that's when you're really stressing, when it's a close game like this. So yeah, not fun, but we never missed any print deadlines, so it all worked out, I guess. 2-point lead right now for the Wolverines. Johnny McCants attempting to tie this one up. Both teams are in the bonus. You see Sean Williams now on the bench. Aggies playing without Terrell Brown. The 1-on-1, no good. Tough. Utah Valley going the other way now. 4:30. You can feel that momentum. It has fully shifted at this point. Jardine with the snatch back. Ooh, speaking of snatch back, that's a good move there by Overton. And he follows his shot. Gets the slam. That was a nice little step back that he had on Johnny there. We talked about it with straight shooter. Just becoming a better defender on the perimeter. His lateral quickness, his footwork. Something Johnny needs to improve on. And of course, that's me nitpicking. He does have a really well-rounded game. It's not like he's a liability on the perimeter, but it certainly plays like that. He does struggle to guard some of these more mobile players. See Johnny making that first one. He's going to get one more here, trying to make it a 2-point contest. It is already a 1-possession game at least. With 4 minutes and change, no room for error. This one is good. Aggie's been getting a lot of free throws in this second half. What were they like? I think they only had 6 free throw attempts in that first half, something like that. I'm trying to pull it up. And I want to say now they have 11 in this second half. So deep 3-ball there by Jardine is no good. New Mexico State going the other way. The pass right back to Johnny. Good find there by Sean. You know that's what he's going to do, man. Sean's going to find you on that lob. And we got a tie ball game with 3 minutes and 15 left. Aggies trying to stay undefeated in conference play. Utah Valley looking for its biggest win of the season, without a doubt. Every team looks forward to playing New Mexico State, that's for sure. Especially when they're a little bit wounded. Terrell Brown not in the mix. Obviously, A.J. Harris, Clayton Henry, Wilfred Lakai. All these guys. but they're not going down just yet. It is a tie ball game with one tick under 3 minutes left. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you guys are enjoying this, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, turn on post notification bells, all that good stuff, so you guys can get notified every time that we go live or we upload a video. So we're trying to bring you guys this content here, and this is quality content. Most exciting game of the season. You look at the longest winning streaks in New Mexico State men's basketball program history. Aggie's still climbing up that chart. They're at the bottom there with 14 wins. Gradually making their way up there. We see Emmanuel Lojapoki here at the line. Wait, hold on. Let me see. I just recognized somebody in the crowd, that's why. He's a little hidden right here, but shout out to my man Anselmo Encinias, a member of the Aggie Peeps. If you guys were following my WAC Vegas coverage, they had that group that traveled out. They traveled out to all the tournaments and whatnot. And go to all the games and everything. Shout out to them. Really great people. They were willing to let me write a story on them on the spot when the tournament got canceled, like literally an hour afterwards. All of them super, super nice. And Anselmo is somebody who I message pretty frequently on Twitter. And not even just about basketball. Like, he'll just reach out and be like, hey, how's it going? Stuff like that. Because he knows that I'm living away from family and all that. So he's always making sure I'm doing great. As we see Jabari with the triple. There's something I love about Crucis, man, that everybody's super welcoming. Obviously, Anselmo's not the only person that does that. A lot of people, just really genuine people for sure. You see Sean Buchanan getting this ball here. They're going the other way, but it's a turnover. You're not going to stop that. Yet another slam by Overton. He's been throwing it down. Are they calling an and one? Is that what they're calling here? It looks like it. I do have it muted, so that's why I didn't see if it was a foul or not. But it looks like by them slowing him down, it looks like it is. Let's see. No reason to jump if you're Sean in that case. Oh, no. Yeah. This is where TJ Washington throws that ball too hard at him, and they're going to call a technical. Yeah, this is a turn of events here. I remember this. I had forgotten about it. Yeah, you saw that ball got thrown a little hard at Sean. Just no reason for that. I mean, I get it's an intense situation and stuff like that. But to give up points when you're trailing like that, you just got a play that's putting momentum in your favor. And look, they're going to show it right here. It didn't look that hard. It didn't look like that hard of a pass from what I remembered. That didn't look that bad. Maybe a little high, but I don't know. It wasn't and one. I don't know. They are giving Sean right? They're giving free throws to the Aggies on this. Yeah. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that. Without any bias. To me, I think if I'm the ref, I'm letting that slide. I think it's just, there's no room for error here. Like, it's such a close game down the stretch. I don't know if I want... Like, I don't like when refs decide the outcome of the game. And obviously, these are big points. These are 2 free throws for Jabari that I believe he cashes in on both of them. Yeah. I don't know. Personally, I think I'm letting it slide. But they will call it there, and that's 2 for the Aggies. Just kills Utah Valley's momentum too. That's an and one dunk with 2 minutes left to tie it up. I mean, either way, Washington shouldn't be putting himself even in that situation where he could get called for it. But yeah, Aggies with the lead now. Sean Buchanan with the basketball. Driving. Gets it to Johnny. 10 on the shot clock. They're not letting Yvonne get this ball down low. But that's a perfect pass by Sean. You can see they were trying their best to prevent that pass inside. But that pass is on the money. Look at this. Throwing this over Emmanuel Lojapoki here. That's good. So right here you can see they don't want him getting this. You can see right here, caving in, bringing that double team. That's a tough pass. Wow. The accuracy. Honestly, I might show that to Sean. Because when you look at just the situation and everything, I'm going to put this on my list. I normally pick about 5 or 6 plays and I narrow it down to my favorite 3. So that's with one. Yeah, you can see Tennessee and Bryce with the vision goggles, the binoculars. I might show him that one. So that was at 116 versus Utah Valley, so at home. That's an impressive pass. You want to talk about no room for error. Jeez. The only reason why I don't want to do it is because I just did a play last week with Johnny that was on Emmanuel Lojapoki, so I don't want to make it look like I'm just picking on dude. That's impressive. I'm really impressed by that. We'll see. I might not because of that. But it's on the short list. 4-point ball game right now. Aggies with the lead with 1:45 left. Utah Valley was up very briefly here. Now they find themselves playing from behind. Isaiah White, he's taking this. And they are going to call a foul on Sean Buchanan. Looked like it was before the shot, but I think they're just giving him continuation on it. Because it looked like it was a foul on the hop step. Let's see. Jabari even helping Avert up there so he doesn't get called for a foul. Did you guys see that? That's funny. Because the Wolverines are in the bonus, so that would have been free throws. I didn't even notice that at first. It's like when you it's like when you hit your sibling and you immediately apologize because you don't want to get in trouble with your parents or something like that. That's pretty much what Jabari did right there. But either way, Isaiah White with the pair of free throws, and it's a 2-point contest with 1:35 left. Sean Buchanan with the basketball here, gets it past half court. Trevelin Queen with the ball now. Good find to Yvonne, and I believe they're calling that foul. That Trev got fouled before he dumped it off, I think. Or are they not? Are they calling that on Yvonne? Yeah. Lojapoki got him on the arm. So that is more free throws, and I believe, yeah, it's double bonus for the Aggies. So 2 shots at the cherry stripe for the Spaniard once we get out of this timeout here that Utah Valley just called. They got 1 remaining. There are 3 of the final 4 games for New Mexico State. UTRGV, Grand Canyon, Cal State Bakersfield, and the last one being Cal Baptist. We are on the home stretch, folks. Perfection. Almost there for the Aggies. Look at Johnny McCants there. 2-point game with 1:19 left. Shout out to NM Aggie Athletic Archive, as always, for providing this video for us. Wait, did that guy have a Pascal Siakam jersey? A New Mexico State one? So they do have them. Because that looked pretty clean. I apologize, guys. And for those who followed the stream, you know I've been trying to find one of these. Yeah. That looked pretty clean. Like, that's pretty much what I'm looking for. I just need to find that. It's the last time I paused it for something not related to the game, I promise you. I know I've been getting sidetracked a lot this video. And I'm sure this video is going to be pretty long, too. Yeah, it's already an hour 20. What time is it? Ooh, it's already an hour and a half. That's funny. Stephen M., they have one on eBay? Really? Okay. If I can find it, I'll probably get it. And then I need to get like a frame and all that kind of stuff for it. So first free throw for Yvonne. It is a double bonus. And that's good because he misses this first one. Chance to extend it to a 3-point game. Still one possession. A little bit more breathing room if he gets this one to go down, and he does. (81-78). The Pan Am on its feet now. Honestly, it looks like they've been on their feet for this one. Down to the wire. TJ Washington sails left a little bit and rims out. The Aggies are going to slow this one down for sure. Jabari Rice with the basketball now. And New Mexico State, it's a good call. Burning a timeout. You still got one left, so might as well burn it. Big possession here. Get something set up. Utah Valley with 19 bench points. I'm assuming a lot of that is Overton, I think. 'Cause I'm pretty sure, yeah, I think Overton comes off the bench for him. Yvonne saying, let's go. Yes, indeed. Crunch time. Another one of those close games that could have gone either way for New Mexico State. Yeah, I was big stressing at this point of the game. Just split screen, 2 different articles, and we just got a turnover. TJ Washington ripping Sean Buchanan again. Tough, man. As good of a facilitator as Sean is, he did have his problems with turnovers this past season. So I think AJ coming back would be big because his ball security a lot better. Which I talked about in that Aggie mailbag video / article. Anyways, Jabari Rice with the basketball here. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Up 1. Picks up his dribble. Oh. I think that was supposed to just go to Yvonne. And I think Johnny tried to haul it in. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, but it was tipped by Alojapoki. Okay, that's not as bad then. So that is going Utah Valley's way now. Down 1, a chance to take the lead and pull off the upset. Burning their last time out here, as you would expect, with this pretty much being the game. Or at least they thought. Up until this point. 15.9 seconds left. Yeah, and I mean, in addition to writing the article for this, I'm also having to record because I put together a recap video, and obviously it wouldn't be a recap video without a game-winning shot or getting it on camera. So, like right now, I'm typing like crazy, and like as soon as the ref gives the ball to the inbounding player, then that's where I pull up my phone. Like right around now, I just started recording. And with that stop, I end the video and go right back to typing frantically. It's just a lot of multitasking. I'm also live tweeting on Twitter for when something happens. It's pretty much doing like 4 things at once. It's not a fun experience. Being at the game is a fun experience, but the actual having to write it can be very stressful. TJ Washington with the basketball here, going to work on Johnny, and they will call the foul. Looks like Johnny maybe just bumped him a little bit because he had his hand straight up. You can see Washington's looking for the contact here. No complaint out of Johnny either. I think he knows he got some contact. I believe this is double bonus for Utah Valley. Yep, double bonus. First one is good. Yes, sir. Second one on its way to give Utah Valley the lead. It's up. Hash. As we got the Aggies. Wait, are they burning their last time out here? No, right? I think they allow you to sub out after the second free throw for some reason, which I still don't understand why they do that. It's different from the NBA. So New Mexico State not using its timeout. Evan, the handoff to Jabari, the shot, banks it in. Over Overton. And madness ensues. They are saying get back. They put a couple ticks left on the clock. But all but over since Utah Valley has no timeouts. Insanity. Let's take a look at this one more time. But they're going to show us plenty of instant replays, I already know. So they did put on, I think, like 0.5 seconds or something like that. One dribble. Pulling up over the taller defender, doesn't matter. It's a good contest by Overton. He got there. Jeez, if you guys want to see Jabari's reaction to that or his analysis of that play, you can check out my interview with him on Stray Shooter. It's a couple weeks old, but you can still find it here on the channel. There's like a playlist where you can go through all the old episodes. And he breaks down that play for us. And then also Johnny on this past week's episode of Stray Shooter talked about it a little bit as well, because we were talking about both of their game winners. So you guys can hear both of them. Just kind of break this one down. Ridiculous shot. Jeez. Doesn't even really come off of a screen or anything. Jabari said this play was a little bit of improv, actually. He wasn't quite in the right spot for this. Yeah, and I think they did put on 0.5, I want to say. 0.6. But no timeouts for Utah Valley. Catch it and heave it from full court. And New Mexico State using a timeout. Their last, just to make sure everything is tidied up here. Wow. Ridiculous. So at this point, I actually am going to just type like as frantically as possible. I know New Mexico State's winning the game. I don't even think that I uploaded the video of the game-winning shot. Like, I sent out the tweet. I don't think I uploaded the video until after the game was over, just because I was so focused on getting this out for print. Because I think if you guys go back and look at the article, I wanted the first couple paragraphs to just be that play, that game-winning shot. And so I was looking at, like right now as we're in this break, I'm playing the video back on my phone and just going like, okay, what can I write from this little play? Trying to do it in like as much detail as possible. So that's why I didn't actually upload the video until right afterwards. But my sports editor, Jason Groves, who rarely goes to these games, um, like I don't go to the football games, he doesn't go to the basketball games, we just go to the ones that we cover. I don't know why he was at this one, I forget. For some reason he was at this one. It was like one of only 2 times all season he was at the game. And so he actually got the whole video because he wasn't covering anything. He was sitting in the media section, but he wasn't actually covering anything. So he was chilling pretty much. He was standing right next to me while I'm like freaking out. And so I want to say he posted like the full clip on Twitter, and I think I just retweeted it. As we see the interception there by Johnny. And that's going to do it, folks. 84-82. New Mexico State escaping with the victory. Insanity. The craziest ending to any game that I've covered in person. Not just at New Mexico State, just in general. I want to say that's the first buzzer beater that I've covered, like since I just started journalism in general. Let's see. Yeah, definitely the craziest game I've covered so far. And like I said, if you guys want to check out Jabari's reaction, his analysis of that play, you guys can check out the straight shooter interview, or you can also check out the most recent straight shooter interview with Johnny McCants, where he talks a little bit about it too. So the final score was 84-82. My score prediction for this was 75-60 New Mexico State, so I didn't think this was going to be that close of a game. Shout out to Utah Valley, man. They played tough. This is one of those where I was just way off on the score. I was not expecting this close of a game. I don't know why I said 15, to be honest with you. With Terrell Brown out, I don't know what was going through my head for that. But let's hear Jan's.
What a finish, Coach.
Yeah, I'm not sure we deserved to win that one. Just told Coach Matson that they deserved to win. I thought they outplayed us. That was one of our poorest defensive performances we've had in a long time. We just couldn't guard the ball. And then late, we got up 4. We couldn't get a key rebound. Certainly, I'm happy we won. Obviously, you're always happy when you win. Just like golf, there's no pictures on the scorecard. But would have liked to have played better, but I'm happy we pulled it out.
The execution down the stretch, I'm sure that's something that has you a little upset right now.
Sean Buchanan said that they grabbed his arm, but I don't know how hard they grabbed it. There's a lot of physical play out there, but you can't foul him, and I have him in there for that reason. So that's disappointing, but we'll learn from it. There will be a lot to learn from this game. Going forward, we just didn't play very well. Offensively, we played pretty good. At halftime, I think we were shooting 56%. I'm not sure what we ended up, but just disappointed that we couldn't dig in defensively. We just couldn't dig in defensively, and you got to give them credit. They came in here after a tough loss on the road, regrouped, reset, and came after us. And obviously could have, should have, would have won the game.
Pretty good day for Jabari Rice, the game winner, and then he scores 29 today.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yep.
I'm not sure he called bank, but knowing Jabari, I'm sure he'll tell all of us that he did. But yeah, he'll remember this game. Obviously, all of us will remember this game. This place is special. I give credit to the Pan Am and the 1970 team being here. I don't think the basketball guys wanted to ruin their day, ruin these fans' days to be able to it's autograph day, and I just got to believe that that's the reason that we pulled it out more than anything else.
Coach, congrats.
Thanks, Adam.
That's Aggie head coach Chris Jans.
Yeah, really crazy circumstances too when you think about that. With it being the Final Four team getting honored at halftime, you think of the fact that they were autographing. The team lined up at the scores table, or they had these tables put out for them. They were autographing everything for fans after the game. Probably wouldn't have been as good had they lost this game, with the win streak being snapped and losing a close game. They probably wouldn't have been in the mood for signing autographs, so just worked out perfectly for them tonight. Let's take a final look at the box score. 21 points for Utah Valley's Isaiah White. That's a team high, to go along with 3 rebounds and 1 assist on 7 for 12 shooting, 3 for 6 shooting from deep. So again, surprisingly good numbers for him from behind the arc. 14 points for Kazdan Jardine to go along with 6 rebounds on 3 for 8 shooting. 13 points apiece for both Brandon Averett and Jamison Overton. And then 11 points for TJ Washington to go along with a game high 8 assists. 9 turnovers for Utah Valley, so not bad. 30 for 52 shooting, that's 57.7% for the Wolverines. 7 for 20 from deep, it's 35%. And then 15 for 18 from the charity stripe, which is 83.3%. I'm looking at New Mexico State. A game high 29 points for Jabari Rice. A career high 29 points to go along with 8 rebounds, 2 dimes, 2 steals, 5 turnovers. But we're not going to talk about that in this one. Just a crazy game from him. 8 for 12 shooting, 4 for 5 from deep. And then obviously that last 3-point shot, the one that counts the most. Yvonne Adekoche, 18 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist on 8 for 14 shooting. What else do we got? 13 points for Evan Gilliard to go along with 1 assist, and then 11 points for Johnny McCants. Trevelin Queen getting his 2 points as he continues to get back into that rhythm. And only 13 minutes because he did get some foul trouble. He had 3 fouls, but still got his first bucket to drop. And he's still getting back to his old self. 12 turnovers for New Mexico State. Not good there. 30 for 52 shooting from the floor. That's 57.7% for the Aggies. 10 for 20 from deep, 50%. And then 14 for 21 from the charity stripe, 66.7%. Not the best either. However, they still come out with the victory. And Jans, I think, put it great that they shouldn't have won this game. Quite honestly, this is a game that they very easily could have lost. But, you know, the basketball gods had other plans, I guess, and it worked out for them. But certainly room to improve. Their defense wasn't the best in this one. But at the end of the day, it says a lot when you don't play your best game and you still find ways to win. And New Mexico State did just that. Let's hear what they said, even though we did just hear from Coach Jans. This is him talking about the victory. He says, I don't know if you play golf, but they don't draw pictures on the scoreboard. A birdie is a birdie, and a par is a par, any way you cut it. I told Utah Valley head coach Mark Madsen that they deserved to win the game. I'm not sure that we did, but for whatever reason, the basketball gods or somebody up there was shining down upon us to allow that ball to go through. I'm obviously talking about the Jabari Rice shot. Pretty much just exactly what I was saying. But yeah, no, they found a way, though. And this is Jans actually talking about another thing that worked out perfectly for him. This was his 100th win as a head coach. And this is him talking about that. He says, not that much, which is his response to how much it means to him. He said, not that much. I'll never forget it. I'm sure as I get a little bit older, it'll be nice to never forget how we won that particular game, because there's no way you forget these games. Who knows how your memory is going to be when you get out of this profession, but I'll never forget how we got this point, how we got to this point, he said. You know, we just got to get ready for the next one. That's how it works. Typical Coach Jan's answer, where he says, hey, it's on to the next one. I don't really care about all these little accolades. But I'm sure, I think he did say in like the press conference a couple of days later, it did mean a lot to him. But obviously in the moment, just happy to get that victory. And then this is Jabari Rice talking about the shot, which is just what we're calling it. He said, when Washington hit both free throws, something in my head was thinking UNM when I missed the shot over there in the corner to tie the game. Something in my head just wanted me to try to help my teammates as much as I can. Ball came my way the way I wanted it to, and I got the dribble handoff, and the shot went in. Yeah, so that's something we talked about with straight shooter, and he referenced it here, was that UNM shot. He had a chance to win the game when the Lobos came here into town at the Pan Am earlier in the season, and it was in the corner, in that same side of the court, in the left corner, and it just rimmed out, didn't fall, and UNM ended up winning that contest. And you guys can check out that interview, like I said, but he said pretty much that drove him. He stayed, I want to say right after the game. He stayed after they came out of the locker room and went back onto the court, was practicing, I don't know how many shots he said from that corner, but you guys can check it out there on that video. Yeah, and it paid off, man. He delivered this time around. But I think that is going to do it for tonight. Tomorrow night, it looks like we got a game against UTRGV, a home game, which was a very scrappy game, as you would expect, against the Vaqueros. There were a couple of, I think there were some technicals called. There was a little bit of this and that. So that's going to be a fun game to watch. I hope you guys join me for that one. tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. And if you enjoyed this one, please leave a like, subscribe, turn on post notification bell so you get notified every time that we upload here or we go live. If you haven't checked it out yet, today we released Aggie Mailbag. It's the latest edition of this web series we've been doing every Thursday at 11 a.m. Mountain Time, where I answer you guys' most pressing questions about New Mexico State men's basketball. If you want to check out just the written version, same questions, same answers, just one's a written version, one's a video version. That is on lcsunnews.com. And then yesterday, we uploaded here on the YouTube channel the interview with Johnny McCann that I was talking about earlier. About 17 and a half minutes of really good content. It's a good conversation with Johnny, breaking down game film, answering fan questions, a little bit of other more silly things. Hopefully you guys will check that out too. But I think that is going to do it. I've been talking for a while, folks. This has been a very long stream. An hour and 50 minutes. That's probably our longest stream that we've done. Interview with Sean Buchanan tomorrow. If you guys haven't sent in any questions, you can do so at Jay the Sports Dude on Twitter. You can find me there. And I have a post and it says comment some questions for Sean Buchanan below. You can do it there. You guys can hit me up on Aggie Alert. There's a post also there. It'll say collecting questions for Sean Buchanan interview. And I believe those are the other two options. You can email me directly you can email me directly, jmmartinez@gannett.com. And I think that's it, guys. I think everybody's left the stream already. I'm just rambling. I'm going to get some food, work on this script for Sean Buchanan. I hope you all have had a great day and you continue to have a great day. This has been Justin Martinez, a.k.a. Jay the Sports Dude. I'm out.